welcome back to game number 2 of day 2 here of Floorball Canada's National Championship. This game is between Team Ontario and Team BC. You only missed the face-off, so don't worry. You didn't miss anything important. Team Ontario in the blue, going from right to left on your screen. Team BC in the green, going from left to right. Our referees have changed for this game. We have Mitch Brush and Jay Sani. We have a free hit for Team Ontario, the far side there. Lynn to Weber. That shot on net is stopped by Roman. Back to Weber. Into the middle and a bunch of the legs. Team BC working with their second line today. Shagir up to Wilkinson. Stopped by Oscar Severson, who has taken over the Michael Hudson jersey. Lynn tries to go back to him. Picked up by Vizinek. Lynn now with it. Over to Alejandro. He's stopped by Shagir. Alejandro being marked. Alejandro still with it. Tries to throw it in front. We have a whistle. Free hit for Team Ontario out of the corner here. Everybody's going to make a change. A line of Pierce, Julian, and Tennyson, now wearing number 53. Free hit taken by Pierce over to Julian. Back to Pierce. He puts the shot on net, saved by Roman. That goes off Hughes. Tennyson comes up with it. He fired it in the middle, but it ended up somewhere else. Tennyson back with it again. Tries to spring Pierce. Pierce just going to control that one. He goes far side to Julian. He's being checked by Mata. Partner Piszczek on the far side. Bennett. Hunsberger, MVP from last night, goes to his partner Kerr. Hughes trips over the gray paint there. Kerr wearing the captain's armband today. Up to Tennyson. Tennyson to Hunsberger. That shot on net goes wide. Pierce tries to corral it if he can't. Piszczek tries to go one way, stopped by Hunsberger. Mata gets the time and space. He tries to go long. Oh, we have a free hit. And that top 5-some for Team BC is out. Solomon on the free hit. He goes through, saved by Regler. Prudek with it. He's being chased by Julian. Into the middle of the side. Prudek again. Into Seidelman. He goes far side. Back to Seidelman. And he scores! Seidelman from Prudek. And BC gets on the board. What looked like might possibly have been a bad pass from Seidelman ends up leading to a goal for Team BC. And for the first time in this tournament, Team Ontario is down. Referees making sure distance is the appropriate distance. Referees enforcing the rule change from 2016 that your feet have to be aligned and too many injuries if your feet were planted wrong. So, as always, the IFF goes safety first. Cash with it, over to Little Stu. He goes up to Felix. He can't get by the big body of Skoda. Team BC skies that out. Bowden being pressured by Shagir. Tries to go through Vizinek, can't. Vizinek with it now. He puts that on net, Regler with the save. Ball in the corner though. Bowden, double team now. Oh, we have an interference call. Can't set a pick like that. Bowden over to Cash. Cash to Bowden. Back to Cash. He goes to Kostrich. Cash. Kostrich. Team Ontario being incredibly patient here. BC seems to be fine with applying just enough pressure. Dash. Down Dvorak, he puts him in the middle, but that's broken up by Piszczek. Cash with the shot, that's wide. One of the Wilkinsons, back to Piszczek. Wilkinson, he goes up to Hughes. Hughes can't get through Bowden, but he puts it down to Bennett. Picked up by Koscheck. Bennett, hard on the forecheck. Koscheck with a quick little move. Can't get by Wilkinson though, but that leads to a free hit for Team Ontario. McNeil finds Suderman. He's stopped by Wilkinson. We have a free hit. Suderman down to McNeil. Suderman. McNeil. He finds Lynn, who manages to beat his man. He goes into the middle, and nobody doesn't get through. Free hit for Team BC. Referee Mitch Brush confused himself there a little bit, it looks like. Ballhart looking for Ulrich. Instead he finds McNeil. McNeil goes up the wall, but it's stopped by Prudick. He gives it to Suderland. Suderland tries to find somebody in the middle, ends up finding Seidelman. Oh, a whistle here. We have a push on McNeil, it looks like, would be my guess, based on the slot of the free hit. Ballhart's going to take it, I'm assuming. Again, that fivesome out there for Team BC. Ballhart puts it through, deflected. Regler manages to control it. Fakes the throw and goes to McNeil. McNeil tries to find Lynn, but finds Suderland instead. His pass to Lynn is stopped by Seidelman. Suderland's shot is wide. Weber tries to curl out, but it's blocked by Suderman and Ulrich. Seidelman. He goes back to Ballhart. He's trying to find Kromack, but stopped by Team Ontario. Kerr gets a break. Shot on net. Save made by Roman. Ballhart gets that out. Hunsberger gets that down, but not far enough. Kerr steps in, takes the ball from Kromack. Shot on net. Looks like he was aiming for Ottawa Blizzard teammate Cedric Dedry, who's taken in the game before his qualifying match for Team Canada. Free hit for Team BC. They finish their line change here. Skoda. He puts it over to Gabert. Julien with the interception. Ontario had numbers, couldn't take advantage. Leclerc. He goes down to Pierce. He goes over the net. Hunsberger makes contact. Ball doesn't go out. Team Ontario thought it might. Julien has it. Oh, we have a free hit for Team BC. Stick contact. Wilkinson goes back to Mata. He's looking to go long, but that's stopped by Hunsberger. He goes on the wall to Julien. He finds Leclerc. Bumps it ahead to Pierce. Pierce takes a shot on net. Oh, Tennyson with the backhand just hits himself or someone next to him. Good attempt though. Apparently he just inherits the powers of the jersey he's wearing, and he picked up the hands of Team Captain Canada, Matt Smith. Free hit here for Team Ontario. Julien down to Pierce. Pierce almost double teamed by Bennett and Mata. Tennyson with the shot on net, saved by Roman. Wilkinson. Bennett. Leclerc goes to his partner as Team Ontario makes their change. Julien puts it in deep. Gives some chase. Here comes Hughes. He's going low for Bennett. That's picked off by Stu Bowden, though. Oh, and he gives it away to Mata. Bennett behind the net. Tries to find Hughes. Bowden. He drops for Felix. Felix still has it. Gives it to Kocic. Over to Cash. He goes down to Frank. He's been out there a little long. He's trying to move it. He gets it low. Oh. And a push on. Julien having a conversation with referee Jake Stanning. And our big five for Team BC back out on the floor. Bohart to Prudek. He goes to Ulrich. He's stopped by Cash. Felix into the middle. Strolls. Corrals it down to Ulrich. We have a free hit for Team BC out of the corner. I think Mitch Brush was signaling between the legs. Pass out to Prudek. He can't corral it quite a time though. So he goes back to his partner Bohart. Bohart again. BC willing to back up to create the space they need. Ulrich to Seidelman. He's stopped by Cash. Kocic off the wall. Makes the move on Bohart. Oh! And that's a free hit for Team Ontario. I thought personally that might be a penalty. Blocked by Prudek on Bowden. Another block. Seidelman this time. Ball comes back to Cash. He goes down to Felix. Him and Bohart chasing for the ball. Coach just loses to Shagir. Shagir goes long with it. He's going to be cut off by Cash. Stripped by Strolls. He goes back to Skolda. He goes far side to Shagir. Bouncing ball for the first time really for this game, affecting some of the players. Loose ball down to Wilkinson. He goes to Visnek. He tries to go in front, but that's blocked by Stu. Bort being given no space wisely by Team BC. I'm guessing they watched some film yesterday. Skoda with it. Visnek loses the handle. Bowden's got it. Team Ontario's making a change, so doesn't have all the help he wants. So he decides to bring it back. Ooh. McNeil goes to Kostic. Gabert. Loose ball. Oh, we have a whistle. McNeil off the free hit. Blocked by Wilkinson. McNeil to Alejandro. He has Weber streaking, but decides to hold. Goes for the shot. Ball curves wide. Lynn tries to go back to Suderland. Wilkinson has it, and he goes down low as the rest of his line goes for a change. Weber turns back. Finds Lynn in the middle. He goes long to Suderland. Suderland with the sweep. That's wide. Webb, not Weber, my mistake. He finds Suderland again. He tries to spin on Piszczek. Piszczek sticks in the way. He's been given advantage. We have the free hit for Team Ontario in the BC corner. 4:50 left. Still 1-0 for Team BC off that early goal from Seidelman. Lost stick for Piszczek. No one can seem to find this thing. Bennett chips. Trying to beat Webb. We've got a free hit for Team Ontario. Team Ontario has to be careful here with this line change. I'd rather just be smart. Hunsberger, Lecaire to Tennyson. Tennyson into the middle, but that's deflected. Julien comes back to it, but Ulrich is on it. He goes back to Prudek. He goes to Seidelman, to Bohart. BC breaks out down the far side to Ulrich. Ulrich loses the handle briefly. He's challenged by Lecaire and Pierce. Julien misses that. Shot blocked by Hunsberger. Strauss manages to get something on it, but not enough. Smith, or Tennyson Smith. Hunsberger. Julien. Gets the free hit. Hunsberger to take. His long shot to Tennyson somehow makes through after going through a bunch of sticks. Julien all alone. Stopped by Roman. As he managed to get across and make the save. Leclerc listens to his team, trying to capitalize on the change from BC. Colmack on Pierce. Julien, Hunsberger, the shot deflected. Pierce can't get the deflection either though. Skoda clears that out, and it's going to be a free hit for Team Ontario. Kerr taking it. That block goes down low to Julien. Roman beats Pierce to the loose ball. And he rolls it into the corner for Gabert. He goes long to Hughes, but he misses him. Bizanek comes away with the deflection. Oh, that was almost a breakaway for Brockma. Zizek to Mata. He's going to go to the far side with it, give himself some space. Tries to get it down to Bennett, but the ball rolls off his heel. Bowden goes far side to Cash. Back to Cash. 2.5 left. Team Ontario's finally started to press a little more. This is picked up by Mata though. He's got some speed. He goes down to Hughes. Hughes looking for Bennett. And behind instead of front. Bennett fires high and behind. Cash takes it. And manages to avoid Felix. Fires it over to Koshik, but he mishandles. Cash. Free hit for Team Ontario. Hughes goes over the top with that. Former teammate Mitch Rush scolds Cash on his free hit technique. Big 5 out here now for Team BC. Bullhart to Prudick. He tries to go long, stopped by Bork. He goes to Felix. Felix, back to Cash. Swings it over to Stu. Stu loses it just a touch. Regains it, but he's lost it. Ulrich with it now. He goes far side. A little too far behind Salomon. Strolls over Ulrich's head. He battles with Bork. Into the middle to Felix. He can't quite handle it. That's a Ontario free hit by the Ontario bench. 1.5 minutes left here. Into the middle from Kosic was Lynn just wide. Alejandro tries to go back to Kosic. Finds McNeil. McNeil back to Kosic. Kosic to Alejandro. Alejandro into the middle, but no one was there. Webb. To Suderland. Suderland around Seidelman. Oh, and we have a ball on the court. Wilkinson gives the ball back to Ontario on the draw. Common sign here with Floorball when things like that happen and the team has possession, similar to soccer when they boot the ball all the way down to the other team after an injury. Causes loss of possession for the offense. Webb goes long to Suderland. He's stopped by Gabert. Thought that was a whistle, but not. Apparently I'm hearing things. Webb comes in on the far side. Save made by Roman. And that ball ends up out. It's going to be a free hit for Team Ontario. 39 seconds left. Team Ontario with plenty of pressure. We'll see if they can make something of it. Webb is blocked by Visnek. Brockmore. Wilkinson. Oh, and that's our first penalty called by Mitch Brush on one of the Wilkinsons. Referee Mitch Brush explaining his call to the offender. Both of them speaking very calmly, which is good to see. And Ontario will end this period with a power play. Let's see if they can make it so that they don't start the next one with it. Soderlund shot on net. Alejandro goes flying high over the boards. He's okay. Free hit, Team Ontario. Soderlund back to Leclerc. He goes around Bennett. Goes around Piszczek. Slows it back down. Finds Lynn, but he's stripped by Mata. Referee says no, though. Another free hit. Oh, Soderlund was streaking. Alejandro wanted to call on a loose ball there. That's not going to happen. And that ball goes out off of Vancouver. With 4.5 seconds left, the Team Ontario goalie is still in the net. Soderlund plays it into the middle. Alejandro with it. Mata controls, and there's the buzzer as we end the first period with Team Ontario for the first time down 1-0. Pretty low here on this penalty kill. The power play will end roughly at 13:30. Tennyson back to Julien. Julien de Leclerc. Being watched by Bennett. Oh! That shot pass over to Tennyson, deflected high and wide. Good opportunity there for Team Ontario. 45-ish seconds left in this power play for Team Ontario. Strolls, Seidelman, Bullhart, and Kubik out. I imagine Wilkinson's going to have a long run to the bench here. Should this force him stay on. Julien manages to slow down Strohs, Hunsberger, Pierce, Leclerc. Oh, what a save by Roman on Leclerc. That cross crease was bookmarked for the back of the net. Well, Julien, 20 seconds I'm hearing left in this Ontario power play as they make a change. Looks like they're going to let things run out. Wilkinson's being told by his bench that he's allowed to stay on the floor. Buzzer for the power play there. Nothing to be concerned about. Strolls tries to find Wilkinson, but Bowden comes up with it. Bork to Kosciusz. He's in between, all alone. What a save by Roman, and he holds on to it. Kosciusz dangled half the BC squad out there. Roman going for another bounce pass. This time no one's there though. Cash being chased by Shagir. Uses that back wall. Goes to Bowden. Bowden Carefully, back to Cash. He's got a little bit of time as he goes to Bork. Bork being double teamed again. Cash goes far to Stu. That hits Skolda. Vizinek. He goes far, can't quite find Wilkinson. And that bounces up and out, and it's going to be a Team Ontario free hit. Looks like Coach Stu Boda might be juggling some lines here. Goes to Bork. Bork. Back to Bowden. Bowden. Shot is blocked. Ends up with Shagir, who's being marked by Bowden. He's got some room now. He goes into the middle, but none of his teammates are with him. Hughes comes flying in. Shagir ends up with the ball and puts it through the net. Looks like we might have another goalie change coming here for Team Ontario. Looks like they're just rocking both goalies for the first two games. Bennett works it back to Mata, who goes low to Hughes. Hughes goes in front to Wilkinson. That goes through everybody though. Lynn briefly stopped by Pinchak. He finds Cash. He's being marked by Bennett. Suderlin gets the shot off, but it's blocked by Hughes, and that ends up out. Suderlin to Lynn. Suderlin. Lynn walks out in front, stopped by Team BC. Regler controls it, gives it right back to McNeil. He goes long to Suderlin, tries to go short side. Roman was completely there. He tries to go long into McNeil. Free hit earned for by McNeil on Wilkinson. Webb goes to Alejandro as the Suderlin line takes on the BC 5. Ballhart, that's stopped by Strohs. Prudick, he finds Seidelman, our goal scorer. He goes far to Strohs, that goes through his legs. He's being marked by Webb. He tries to go back into the middle and it goes out off the net, which results in a Team Ontario free hit. He goes to McNeil. It's the Pierce-Tennyson line starts to make their way out. Pierce stopped by Seidelman. Seidelman into the middle, but it's found by Alejandro. He goes back to Webb, but too far. Seidelman. Regler goes wide to Webb. Webb flies by Prudick. Webb still with it. He's got 3 BC guys on him. Bolhart and Ulrich. He's got the advantage now. Takes the free hit as the Big 5 starts to attempt to make a change, along with the Ontario defense. Webb stays, realizing the free hit. Julien to Pierce. Pierce to Leclerc. Leclerc open. Another save by Roman. Regler slows it down, goes to Leclerc. He goes wide to West. Tennyson was moving the wrong way though. Bit of confusion here from Team Ontario. And Visnek shoots through the crowd, gets blocked. Leclerc bringing it out. He goes long to Pierce. He goes into the middle. Julien's on the ground on the crease. Not sure what happened there. Have to ask him about that after. Hunsberger tries to go low to Julien. Ball stepped on by Skolda. He goes back to Hunsberger. Hunsberger's shot is wide. Pierce spins, and that goes through the crease, missing everyone. Hunsberger now controlling it. This continued pressure by Team Ontario has been consistent since about the third way mark of the first period here. And that ball, in an attempt to clear, ends up going high and wide out. Team BC and Team Ontario making changes. Leclerc to Hunsberger. Hunsberger to Felix. Felix tries to go low with Piszczek there. Hughes can't get the handle on it, so it ends up on Koschak's stick. He looks like he might be going for another one. Again, ball comes off his twig. Seen a bit of that the last period and a half here with this game. Felix tried to go to Kerr, goes to Wilkinson, gives away the free hit. His check. Tries to go to Wilkinson, but hits Felix. Post check. Gets the shot off, but not much there. That's grabbed by Roman. He takes a look, decides not to go for the long ball. Instead to Mata. He goes across to his partner, his check. He's again stopped by Felix. He goes to the middle, but Mata has intercepted that, and that goes off one of the basketball nets here at Toronto Metropolitan University, home of the Rams. Cash with it now to his partner, Bowden. Bowden off Strohs. Challenged by Strohs, given to Cash. Ulrich. Just two bodies in the same place, same time. Oh, stick in the legs on Koscheck. And Mata gets off for Prudick. And once again, the big five back on for Team BC. Free hit taken. The sky as well. Bowden manages to get the shot up, but it's completely blocked. He goes back to Cash. Koscheck has Prudick all over him again. Quickly taken by Koscheck. Behind Bowden, though. He goes down low. Felix, challenged by Bullard. Felix, still with it. Still being marked by Bullard. Ball comes out of the corner, bouncing. Seidelman gets that away. Given to Bullard here. He goes for a run to start. Given to Seidelman, but he loses it. Lost to Kaver. He takes a quick peek and then goes to the side to Prudick, who comes streaking down into the middle. Oh, what a deflection by Perlmock. But he was right in front of Regler and didn't have much of an option there. Cale Smith on the bench with his helmet on, probably waiting for the next good whistle to make the change out for Regler. Cash in front of the net, loses it. We have a stick infraction. And that's all she wrote for Regler as he comes in for, he comes out for Cale Smith. Smith, Cambridge FC goaltender. Also a reserve on the national team this weekend. Alejandro's pass to the middle is stopped by Skoda. That slipped down, race between Webb and Wilkinson. Webb thought he had it, Wilkinson has it a bit. Collision. Push indicated. Free hit for Wilkinson. Bennett moving in for help take the free hit. He throws it in front, but Skoda can't control it. Alejandro puts it too far ahead of himself. Over to Vizinek. Alejandro, and he skies that one through the uprights. Oh, actually, that was deflected. Lynn to Suderland. He walks out to the high cross. Shot goes just wide. Alejandro corrals it back to Webb. Free hit to Team BC. 6:17 left in this second period. Still 1-0. Most of the opportunities, though, have been for Team Ontario. Mata goes long. Intended for Hughes. And that's Smith's first true touch of the ball. He gives it to McNeil. McNeil waiting. Finds Lynn. He gets it by Piszczek, but Alejandro can't get it by Mata. Mata, that goes out, and it's a Team Ontario free hit. Webb tries to find Lynn, can't. McNeil now. Circles back, he goes to Suderland. Over to Lynn, oh, good opportunity, but just lost it. Webb with the shot on net. And once again, Roman jumps on the rebound. Again, looks long, doesn't like what he sees, goes short to Prudick. Ulrich now, as the first of the big five make their way out. Wilkinson puts that out, and it's going to be a Team Ontario free hit as most of their line changes. .522 as Leclerc goes long for Tennyson. Bolhart stops it. Julien can't corral the bouncing ball. Prudick now. Set play coming here from BC. Oh, that was dangerous. Over to Ulrich on the far side. His shot is blocked by Leclerc. Rebound to Seidelman. Leclerc using his body well. Oh, we have a stick lift. And a free hit for Team BC here. Just at the three-point line, essentially. Out to Prudick. That shot's blocked. Leclerc being watched heavily by Ulrich here. Pierce tries to go to the middle, but it goes through his legs. Bolhart brings it back. Spins it over to Prudick. Prudick goes long. Wilkinson coming hard. Beats Hunsberger to it. Strohs tries to go in front. Stopped by Leclerc's foot. Team Ontario's captain slowing things down. Looking for Tennyson, who runs into Skoda. Leclerc to Pierce. Pierce, that's blocked by Gabert. He gives it to Wilkinson, a little high, but nonetheless, Team BC weathers another Ontario storm. Shagir hard in on Leclerc. He spins out of that though. Gives it over to Hunsberger. Kostic, shot on net, rather weak. Roman grabs that up. Sees, Viznak long. We have a body and a man down. Looks like that might have been a knee collision as Viznak ran into Stu Bowden. Our on-site trainer comes out. Viznak's up on his own accord. I think his knee might be already bruised. He gets the appreciative stick tap and clap from the crowd. 3:52 left in this second period. We're going to a face-off. Wilkinson for BC, Kostic for Ontario. I have a feeling Kostic is just going to give this away. Well done. Bizcheck being marked by Felix. He swings it back for Mata. He gives it to Hughes. Hughes loses it to Kostic though. Wilkinson comes away with it. He finds Hughes, marked by Cash, into the middle. Bowden, loose ball picked there, and Cale Smith comes up with his big first save. Wilkinson wins it. Bennett. Good stick by Stu Bowden to direct that into the corner. Bennett goes high to Mata. He takes a shot. Mom goal. Bennett. Blocked by Stu. Blocked by Kostic. Team Ontario really putting their body on the line here while they weather this BC aggressiveness. Pitch check using the boards to his advantage. Hughes looking for somebody in front, goes back to Mata again. He goes far side, doesn't quite make it to pitch check. Pitch check again in the corner. This time he's got Cash on him. Referee Jay Sani says that's a push and gives the free hit to Team BC. Prudick with it there. He goes over to Ulrich. Far side to Seidelman. Stopped by Lynn. Lynn to Webb. Webb with a move around Seidelman. Shot off the noggin of Roman, and that rebound goes long. Again, the BC Big Five out here. Bullhart to Stoles, back to Seidelman, he goes in. Caleb Smith with a grab and a quick throw out to Lynn. He fakes the spin, runs into Bullhart though. Boards give and don't fall. McKinnon now, over to Suderlund. He goes to Alejandro. Alejandro with the shot on net. Roman tries to grab it but can't. Net gets off, but Roman comes away with the ball. Referee Mitch Brush gives him a second there. He throws it to Webb though. First time we've seen Roman give it away on that toss-in. Free hit for Team Ontario by their own bench. Webb, Alejandro, off Kromak. Free hit for Team BC. One of the Wilkinsons to take it. Bear down to Shagir, but that's picked off by McKinnon. He tries to weave that through. Alejandro was just a little too high for it. Webb circles back. Oh, good tick by Suderlund. He throws it out in front, deflected by Skoda. McNeil. Suderlund. Roman can't grab the bouncing ball behind the net. Last minute here. Oh, whistle. Taken by the other Wilkinson. Tries to go to Mata, that ends up out. Free hit to be taken by Frank Julien. Gives it to Hunsberger. He's double teamed immediately. Hunsberger goes low to Tennyson. Tennyson goes to Pierce. Tennyson. Pierce. Shot. Julien. He runs into Piszczek. Mitch Brush does play on. .6 seconds left here. Team Vancouver, or BC, sorry, making the change. Bullhart looking for the long pass. LeCaire makes the pick on Hughes though. He goes to Tennyson. Odd angle shot, just puts it on net. Roman's gonna let the time run out, sends that ball long. That's the end of the second period. The score remains 1-0 BC over Team Ontario. Vizinek still down over by the trainer's table, getting attention by arena staff and our trainer. And it looks like Cale Smith will be staying in net for Team Ontario as we go to the break. For the final period of Game 2 between Team Ontario and Team BC, just a friendly reminder that after this game ends, the national tournament will be taking a pause so that Team Canada can play Team USA in Game 1 of the IAAF-WFCQ Americas qualifiers, which will happen almost immediately after this game. Face off here between Kostic and Strohs. Kostic with the win back to Stu Bowden. He goes long to Felix. Big five out for Team BC. Ulrich into the feet of Cash. Cash goes long to Bork, who hasn't been nearly as effective today as he was yesterday. Given away to Strolls. Stop! Made the move, but Cale Smith made one too many. Might have got a piece of that with his foot on the backside there. If he did, that's the save of the tournament so far. Cash looking. Not seeing anything he likes. Bowden immediately pressured by Strolls. Over to his partner, Cash. Cash, again, looking. Finds Kostic. He's double teamed by Ulrich and Seidelman. 17 and 71 out there for BC. Bullhart with the pick. Oh, good play defensively by Cash to stop Ulrich. Ball's behind the net. Cash and Ulrich battling for position. Ulrich has the ball. Cash doing everything to not let him go anywhere. Ulrich finally earns himself the free hit. Team BC and Team Ontario are going to make a full cell change here, it looks like. Goalie Cale Smith calling out his marks. Wilkinson and Bennett for their free hit again. This seems to be the twosome to take it down low. Webb tries to get to him. Alejandro with the block. Piszczek stops it. Webb and Soderlund both go for it. Bennett comes up with it. Webb can't quite beat Bennett to the ball. Oh, and we have our first Team Ontario penalty. I think we're going for a trip, would be my guess. Waiting for the signal here from referee Mitch Rush. And the interference is the call, which is one of the few penalties that floorball has that is the same as it is in hockey. Again, Mitch Brush explaining his ruling to Webb. With some newer players on Team Ontario, good to see the refs communicating, explaining, justifying. Timekeeping issue here. So we're into the third period, 13 and a half minutes left. It's 11:28 local time. And just a friendly reminder that all of these games have time constraints, and therefore, if 12 o'clock rolls around and the clock still has time left on it, the game will end at the score that is on the board. On the whistle here, I'm guessing. There's the whistle. And BC starts their power play with the free hit in the corner. Bennett to Wilkinson. Trying to find Hughes, but it's stopped by LeCaire. His clear attempt is deflected. Gale runs into his own player. Had the right idea, just McNeil was in the way. LeCaire fires it down to Roman. He plays it over to Mata, letting his team set up how they want to. Mata to his partner Piszczek. Piszczek down low to Wilkinson. So that was 13-13, which means 11-13 is when this power play will end. Alejandro pressuring Bennett up high. Mata with it now. Through, blocked by LeCaire. We've got a break here. Odd man rush for Team Ontario. LeCaire to Alejandro. He can't get the handle on it. Shot. Oh, quite the save there by Roman, as that was labeled for the top corner. He got just his shoulder on top. Just enough counts as a full save for those of you keeping track at home. LeCaire out of the corner. Didn't use the advantage to his full. And now the BC Big Five are making their way out onto the floor here as Bennett goes for that change. A minute left in this BC power play. Seidelman to Bullhart. Bullhart back to Seidelman. Bullhart with the shot. Big save by Cale Smith. Seidelman on the back end here, looking for that shot. His pass is picked by Stu Bowden. Pierce leaves his man alone. Oh! Krudik over to Strolls, just too far behind. Would have been a wide open net. Cash runs into Bullhart, but gets the free hit out of it. We've got about 40-ish seconds left, if I've heard the timing right. Pierce. And we're even. Sorry, not 13, 33. Roman trying to spring Strolls. Bowden corrals it, though. Goes back to Pierce. Four minutes gone in this third period, and it's still 1-0 for Team BC. Pierce goes long to Julian. What a tip. Roman answers the call. Brockmal over to Shigir. Wilkinson loses in his feet, though, and it's back the other way for Team Ontario with 4. Another, that was blocked, I believe. If that was a save, that was an incredible save by Roman. Wilkinson marks Bowden. Bowden gets the free hit. You might notice on your screen that some of the Team Canada players are making their way out for start their warm-ups prior to their game this afternoon. Kostic. Oh, Bork with a good opportunity. Kostic corrals it. Oh, team just a little too high. Wilkinson uses Bischek. He goes over to Mata. He loses it a bit, though. Almost had Bork beat. He goes to Bennett. Bennett to Wilkinson. Wilkinson works his way across the floor. Can't get through Hunsberger or Kostic, though. Felix on the far side. Felix goes down low to Hunsberger. Hunsberger sees Webb in the middle. Webb with the shot. Saved by Roman. Back out to Hunsberger. Blocked by Wilkinson. It's in the corner. Bischek. That goes off on a Team Ontario player, and I believe it's going to be... Oh, no. Ruled a Team Ontario free hit. Once again, I don't have the angle for that one. Pulse check. Hughes. That gets poked out. Webb. Oh! Deflection. Bullhart. The first of the big five to make it out onto the floor. Goes in the middle of Wilkinson. He goes to Hughes. Hughes tries to go cross court, but it's stopped by Hunsberger. Bullhart. Given over to Seidelman. Oh, picked by Lynn, but not good enough. That shot blocked by Lynn. McNeil. Kostic. Sends Alejandro. He gets tied up with Prudick. Kicked out by Roman. Lecaire with the stop, but that ball goes out. Free hit for Team BC by the Secretariat table. Bullhart. Team BC seems to be taking a more calculated approach here. If it means that they can waste some time, it's all in their favor. Free hit out of the corner taken by the captain Strolls. Seidelman goes for the shot, stopped by Kale. Lecaire, captain's battling for it. Picked up by McNeil. He goes to Lecaire, who goes to Lynn. He's stopped by Prudick. Oh. Stick infraction on Seidelman. Lecaire with the quick free hit. Too hot for Alejandro. Lynn with the rebound, essentially. Ulrich still. Goes down low to Skolda. He uses the net and his goalie Roman. Creates some space. Finds Krochmal, who puts it on. Lecaire with 2 on him. Makes a nice smart play, though. Goes to Suderland. Suderland takes a shot, blocked by Shigir. That ball goes out. Free hit, Team Ontario. 8:20 left here. Lecaire with the shot. That's wide. Roman grabs it on the other side. Those lively boards have been essentially useless for Team Ontario with the way that Roman's been grabbing them off the back wall there. Little Stu with the shot. Also, in case you didn't notice, Big Stu isn't with me here. That's because he's on the bench for Team Ontario as a coach. Hopefully he's been taking notes from our conversation and make something happen here. Wilkinson down. Bowden with the shot. It's blocked by Gabert, and he fires it down. As there's a full shell change happening, Mitch puts it up to Suderland, and Roman Square and up for the challenge once again. Looks like he might be getting tired, though, with this consistent Team Ontario offensive storm that they have going here. Pass almost picked by Frank Julien. Mata comes up with it still, though. Dennison and Mata. For half a second, looked like one person. Cash to Stu. Stu to Pierce. Pierce can't quite corral that. Comes off his stick, and it's going to be a free hit for Team BC. Mata. That gets all the way to Bennett, but not through. Ball's loose. Cash puts it into the corner, and then off his stick from Hughes. And it's going to be a Team BC free hit. Again, Bennett and Wilkinson in the corner to take it. Cash. Tennyson, both on Wilkinson. Once again, this big man versus Cash combo seems to be working for BC. Frank comes out with it, though, as the pass goes to the wrong team. He spins around Mata. Puts it back, but too far. Cash goes over to his partner for the free hit. Looks like he's looking for Pierce. He finds him in the middle. Oh, just can't corral it. 6.5 left here. And Team Ontario has not stopped with their forward momentum. Hughes with the block, but loses his stick. Tennyson corrals it off the wall. Leaves it for Pierce. Blocked by Hughes. Pierce loses the handle again. He goes high to Tennyson. Tennyson over to Bowden. All right. Sorry for the pause there. Looks like a BC free hit down in their own corner. 5:59 remaining. Neither team has used their timeout. And the big five is out here for BC. Ballhart goes long. Seidelman takes a swing at it, but can't get it. Prudek steps in. Webb. Oh, we have a stick infraction. Free hit for Team Ontario. Webb looking to go through the mountains. That is Team BC. Goes wide. Felix wasn't ready. Koshich in the corner with Ulrich and Bullhart. Ulrich comes up with it. He goes long. Picked by Hunsberger. He's marked by Seidelman and Ulrich. Carried behind the net by Bullhart. Webb being chased by Strolls. Goes to his partner Hunsberger. Hunsberger goes long to Felix. He's chased down by Bullhart. They turned the boards into a border map. And Team Ontario with the free hit. Kostic out of the corner to Felix. Back to Kostic. Takes the shot, but it goes off a Team BC stick. We go to the other corner for a Team Ontario free hit. The second line for Team BC comes out. Vizinek. Good to see him back out on the floor. First time since his collision with Little Stu. Kostic. Back to Hunsberger. Hunsberger. Oh! That was close. Bork. Prudek wins position and earns BC a free hit. The last of the line changes completed for Team BC. The Bear, the Shagir. Can't beat Webb, and Kostic helps out. Webb comes up with it. He tries to make a move, but it's picked by Shagir. Vizinek comes up with it. Webb takes the ball from him. Webb earns a free hit for Team Ontario. Communication going on between Webb and one of the officials. Mostly just confirming what came to be true. Lacaire to McNeil. He goes up the wall to Alejandro. Alejandro tries to take advantage of some space, but it's picked by Wilkinson. Ends up in the corner still. Gabert gained position on Suderlin and Got the ball out, but McNeil has it. Over to Leclerc and down to Lynn. Lynn back up to Leclerc. Leclerc with the shot blocked by the Wilkinsons. BC is going for a full sail here. Unfortunately, it's too far for McNeil to corral in time. 4 minutes left now. Up the wall to Alejandro. Back in the middle to Lynn. He can't control it though. McNeil being chased down by Bennett. Goes to Alejandro. He loses the handle. Hughes down into the corner for Bennett. Back to Hughes behind the net. This is where BC almost wants to be right now with 3.5 left to go. Hughes to Bennett in the corner. It's a free ball though. Leclerc takes advantage of it. Oh, Hughes puts it across the crease. Free hit for Team BC. BC taking full advantage of the full sail here. And Team Ontario follows suit when they realize how much time they have. Looks like it's a mostly Team Ontario crowd here with me. Seidelman. Ulrich and Stroh's lurking down low against Bowden. We've got it between the legs. Whistle for you can't do that. Ulrich taking the free hit. He goes to Seidelman. Seidelman off Pierce's, and we'll do this again. Rudick cuts to the middle. Ulrich tries to find him. Instead, he runs into Pierce and Cash. Ball's siphoned down. Ballhart puts a stop to that. Actually swings it back. Stroh's. Oh, and somehow that one finds its way into the back of the net, into the hands of Cale Smith. I'm not sure how that bounced out or in, but with 2:55 to go, Team VC takes a 2-goal lead. And with the goaltending of Roman, I'm not sure that they can make the comeback happen here with Team Ontario. That being said, they have a timeout left. And discussed in last night's game with BC. 3 minutes is a long time in floorball to make it a not 2-goal lead. Viznek to Shagir. Shagir almost found Krochmal. Krochmal double teamed by Julien and Webb. Webb goes by Viznek. Too much on that though. Hunsberger drops it down. Gives it to Frank, who goes across to Pierce. Pierce goes into the middle for Hunsberger. He gives it to Webb. Webb back to Julien. Julien puts the shot through, blocked by Viznek. Webb puts it in between his legs somehow. Leaves it for Hunsberger. Shagir stays on both, and that shot stays high and wide through the uprights. That is Roman's hands. 3 points for the Buffalo Bills, and a BC free hit. Izchek on board duty apparently. Him and Wilkinson here. 2:15 left to go. And it's 11:45, so I think we'll finish with time. That somehow doesn't go into the basketball net. Hunsberger being hunted down by Hughes. Bennett returns the favor to Webb. Webb finds Kostic. Kostic to Bork. Bork ahead for Felix, but picked by Piszczek, who turns it back to Hughes, who he fires it in, gives it to Cale Smith. He looks for the outlet, finds Kostic. Gets it by Piszczek. Through Piszczek. Shot blocked by Wilkinson. Minute 40, for those of you not keeping track of the time. Kostic here, over to Webb. Fans on it. Mata knocks that out, and it's given to Team Ontario. Minute 33, Team Ontario. Net empty. Suderlin double teamed finds Hunsberger. Hunsberger shot blocked by Hughes. Webb. Ball brought down, but not far enough. Minute 18 left, and the big five start making their way out onto the floor for Team BC. Hunsberger puts that in. It's blocked by Ballhart. Cleared by Ulrich. Back to Suderland. He goes to Kostick. Tries to go back to Suderland. Shot on net is wide. 1 minute left. Webb goes across to Kostick. He goes to Webb. Webb to Suderland. Suderland shot wide. Chased down by Strohs. Prudick. Double team by Felix and Bork. Ooh, Kostick stops that. Ball goes out. And we've got a Vancouver BC free hit here. Cale Smith hops back into the net. Hunsberger stops that. But Wilkinson's all over them. He looks to find Strolls, and it's a free hit for Canada, or BC in the far corner. Wilkinson pressured by Team Ontario. Another BC free hit. I think we're going to see a lot of this in the next 33 seconds. Team Ontario needs the ball. There's no doubt about it. They managed to win it out. Lynn gets by Seidelman, but can't beat Ballhart to the ball. Ballhart goes long here, and that's out. Free hit for Ontario with 20.2 seconds, and they take their timeout. Called by my fellow announcer here, Stu Bowden Sr. Prefers Big Stu. Kerr over to Hunsberger. Kerr, shot blocked by Mata. Julien puts it on net, saved by Roman. Can't control the rebound though. 10 seconds left and Wilkinson's got it. Kostick comes out with it, but I don't think there's enough time. And with 0.7 seconds left, we're going to have a Team Ontario free hit in the corner. Shot. And that's the game. Team BC defeats Team Ontario and gives Team Nova Scotia a chance for a rematch in the finals. And as mentioned earlier, following this, you can find the IIFF World Floorball Championship America's qualifiers to watch, but you'd have to go through the IFF Floorball app, which does have a paywall for those of you wondering. But you can sign up for the entire weekend, save a few bucks. It's not too much. I think it's 10 euros. And you can watch Team Canada take on Team USA in Game 1, the Battle of North America. And they're in Canada's attempt to qualify for not only the World Floorball Championships, but the World Games in China in 2025. A well-deserved MVP. Hardly ever do floorball goalies, even when they get a shutout, earn this, but with such a close game, he was definitely the best player for Team BC. Team captain for Team Ontario, Justin Leclerc, was definitely the reason it wasn't a worse score, and he led to many opportunities for Team Canada to put the ball in the back of the net, but his fellow MVP just wasn't having it. Well, we'll see you all after Team Canada plays Team USA. If you don't join us for that, enjoy the break. take a nice long rest from the sound of my voice, and we'll see you around 3 o'clock.